Hi, it's literally been about 30 seconds since I last made a video, but it's a continuation, sort of, because I have a lot of things to say tonight. And maybe I'm just trying to procrastinate because I have 2 exams, like, in several hours from now, but I think they're important things, and they've been sort of building in my head for a while now. About my fears about coming out and complications I foresee. Well, the one thing that is related to the family issues I was talking about before is if my brother, like, so he still doesn't know. If he finds this out all at once, let's say, and my parents tell him, it may be months before I see him again, and if I begin this process, I'll look completely different. And I live several hours away from my parents, so if I began this out here and they didn't see me for a long time, I would probably look and sound completely different. And my worry about that is I don't want people who know me to see me as a completely different person. I don't want to, on the same token, I don't want to lose the person that I've been. I don't want to, and maybe that's why I'm so afraid of the name thing, and the past that I have. I don't want to let go of it completely, because that's essentially what has made me. And I don't want other people to feel that they have lost me, you know, my family. I don't want them to think that they've lost their daughter, you know. And I don't want my brother to feel like he's lost a sister. Like, I'm still the exact same person. This is just, it's what I want. It's something that I want. And it doesn't really completely define me. It's a part of me, and I feel like it'd be easier for people to see me if that part of me lined up. And I feel like people know this already and have known this. And maybe that's why my mom was so quick to jump on the idea and ask me, oh, do you want to be a guy? Like, because it's something that's been kind of evident in my life ever since I was little. I also was thinking about how coming out to, like, casual acquaintances and people you don't really see that often, like, how do you do that? Do you say, oh, by the way, I haven't talked to you in, like, a couple weeks, or maybe a few months, or even high school friends, you know, I haven't seen you in, like, a year, and then you go home for a little while and you talk to them. Do you just send them a random message that say, hey, by the way, I'm going to be a man now? It's a little weird, you know, I mean, awkward, the situation. I don't know how to do that, especially, like, an ex-boyfriend of mine. We dated for, like, over 2 years, and we were extremely serious, and things just happened that it didn't work out, and I guess one of the reasons he broke up with me is because I was, like, too much like a guy, and he felt bad about it because he thought that shouldn't matter because of my personality, but I looked too much like a guy, I acted too much like one for him, and that's fine, but we still try to be really good friends and close, but with school it's not working out so well, and we haven't talked to each other in about a month or two, and I don't want to lose him as a friend, and he's been really valuable there in the past when I've gone through stuff, and this is something that kind of comes out of nowhere for a lot of people that I know. Other people that I foresee having problems with are my grandmother. She's about 86, 85 or 86, I think, and older relatives who may not understand what is going on, or I don't know. My grandmother was extremely close to me, and I feel like I'm a lot like her. And I don't know how she'd handle it. I don't know if she'd accept it. I don't really know what my parents would do if they wanted to tell her, or would they just keep her away from me? Like, I don't want that to happen at all. I would love everybody that's been close to me in my family to keep being close with me. Another big family thing is I have a 4-year-old nephew who is is autistic. He's Asperger's. So he's pretty high functioning, but I worry about how he's going to deal with it, if he's going to get it at first, and what it would mean to him, or honestly, like, there's the problems with this, if there's some issue happening, because obviously his father is in jail. So my family, my immediate family, my parents and I have visitation rights every couple of weeks, every 2 weeks for Columbus Day. I think we get them the entire day. You know, it's an ongoing thing, and I don't know how that would complicate the legal procedure or situation. You know, if it could be considered detrimental to my family's situation, and I don't want to be that kind of burden. I'm a little worried about that. Another interesting thing is, like, coming out to professors. If I had started this semester and dealing with the same professors, or even if I didn't, I'd still be dealing with the same advisors, people in the research lab I work in. Interesting enough, I'm doing an American Sign Language certificate, and there are a bunch of deaf professors that I have to communicate with basically through sign or writing, and this is kind of one of those things that is so hard to get a grasp on even in English. So to be able to communicate that through ASL, or even in writing, writing would not be the same. ASL, I don't think I'm good enough to communicate what I want, and it's really hard to see where that would go, but I do know one of the deaf professors is a lesbian, and she probably knows other trans people, so I feel like that would be an interesting conversation to have, especially to learn the sign for transgender, or how you describe somebody who is transgender in itself. Another interesting group of people to come out to would be the pit band. That's including staff and people I've known through that, and my section, which, I mean, that would be inevitable, but that's 300 people, easily. And a lot of them I don't deal with, like, personally. But a lot of them I do. How would I do that?